What's the origin story behind 7 p.m. in Philly? What's the name, and then what were your thoughts leading up into like, oh shit, I'm about to actually create a podcast?
How it all initially started is that I have great conversation. Like we talk behind the scenes, and we have great conversation behind the scenes. Some of the stuff that we can't talk, in front of the camera, but we have great conversation off camera. And I have a lot of friends. I have a big group of friends. It's like 14, 15 of us, like solid, and we travel together. We just sit, like, and when you travel with this much people, you have to talk. You have to be able to, have multiple conversations and talk about life. And, since there's so many of us, every person that I speak to never had the same story. Everyone has different stories. So, and it would be just great conversation. And I would always say, like, man, I wish we had a show. I wish people would be able to follow us around with camera, because we're entertaining. Like, it does, like, and literally anywhere we go, people always like, yo, you guys are so cool. Man, you guys have been friends since, like, you guys were little. So it's always been that. So I was like, you know what? I want to start something, but I didn't know what to start and how to start it. And then, I seen things like podcasts and people sitting down and talking talking about their ideas and stuff like that. And then, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to start a pod. I'm gonna do this. But it was hard. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to start. So I watched a lot of YouTube. I sat down with my homie Ray. Ray's the one that kind of like, he was one of the folks that was just kind of like, yo, do this.
Ray.
Like, yeah, Ray's my dog. That's my brother. He's the one that came in and did this with me. Like, he got me started with as far as like, yo, hey, you're going to get the equipment. And I did my research. I watched umpteens amount of YouTube, and I got the equipment. And then Ray was like, all right, yo, we're just going to take pictures. We're just going to take pictures in the studio, whatever. And it's kind of like, and you'll see some of the old pictures. You'll see some of the old pictures that I had with the old setup and the old lighting and everything like that. Like, it was just yeah. Tough.
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings for sure. Like,
yeah.
I'm talking into the mic, but there's nothing connected to it. So you could clearly tell I'm bluffing in the picture. Like, it was just like a very low budget photo shoot. So we end up doing that. Coming up with the name, I struggled with it, and I was just kind of like, I didn't want something generic. I didn't want Potting with Steve, or I wanted something that meant something to me, that came from a place of, okay, this is something like I created. I really thought about it. I gave it thought, and a lot of people were just like, no, just come up with a name. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Blah 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 blah. Just come up with a name. So I was like, you know what? Let me start off with music. I'm a heavy music guy. And I started out with Jay-Z. Jay-Z's one of my favorite artists. So I was like, you know what? Let me start with Jay-Z. Let me see something, that I can come up with, whatever. And I was thinking about, like, the Blueprint with Steve or something like that, or something with the Blueprint or whatever. It's on the wall. Yeah, something with the Blueprint. And I was deciding, like, it just didn't feel right. And then my next favorite artist was Drake. And I was just like, all right, well, Drake always has these timestamps. Like, he'll be like 5 p.m. 8 a.m. in Charlotte, or, you know what I mean? Like, he'll have these timestamps of songs. So I was like,
it's
all
tough.
right.
It's true, though. It's true.
I was like, all right. I got a base. I'm gonna do a timestamp, but I was like, I don't know what time. At first, I was like 6 p.m., but I was like, nah, it don't ring. Yeah. And I was just like, all right. And I was just like, what's the time that people come home and they sit down at the dinner table and they eat? Black people, not whites, not my whites.
Because they at 5.
They at 5, maybe 4.
Yeah,
I mean, they eating this supper. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what time do black folks normally get home from work after, having good conversation and sit down behind the table and they eat with their family and have a great conversation? I was like, 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
Sound about right.
And then I was like, where am I? I'm in Philly. So it was like, I used how Drake does like his timestamps to where he's at. And the time, and for me,
makes sense.
And the time that people sit down and have great conversations. So I went with 7 p.m. in Philly, and I stuck with it. I shopped it around. I was just like, yo, sending it to my friends that was like, yo, I like that. I think that's cool. And once I explained to them what it was about, they was like, oh, I fucks with it.
Yeah.
And
it has a perfect ring. 7 p.m. in Philly just sounds perfect.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounded so good. Somebody stole the name.
You might as well go on and tell them.
Someone stole the name.
I don't know if you was talking about it.
So I've been in this game for.
They might see this.
Maybe they do. You know what I'm saying?
Shots fired.
So I've been in the game for a while. I've been in the game. I started. It's been 3-4 years now. I'm in 3 years or so. 3 to 4 years now. I don't know. I lose track.
Okay.
And I know I came up with the name 7 p.m. in Philly. I know, that's my name. Like, I looked, because you have to go through YouTube and look for, because I got the LLC, I got all this stuff. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, and you scour the internet to see if anyone has the name. I did that. Nobody had the name. No one had the name, not even close to the name. So I was just kind of like, it's all good. So the one day I'm chilling, I think I was at the gym or I was going for a run, and one of my homies sent me a picture, and it was, my dog Remy. Remy sends me a article or a picture, and what do I see? It's Carmelo Anthony and Mero from Jesus and Mero, and they're starting a pod. And I was like, oh, cool. And then when I look down, I see the name, it's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. And I'm just kind of like, come on, man.
Did you look? And it was like, oh, that sounds,
because the thing is, it's kind of like, all right, at the end of the day, like, I'm not the biggest brand. Like, I don't have 1 million followers. Like, I mean, like, my videos don't go crazy viral or anything like that. I mean, I do a couple of thousand, whatever. Some episodes don't even see more than 80 people. So in my mind, I was just kind of like, maybe they didn't see it, or maybe they did, but in my hearts of hearts, them motherfuckers stole that shit.
Absolutely.
They definitely, because you have to, in order, because when we break it down, in order for you to create a name, you have to search. You have to do your search. In order for you to create an LLC, you have to do the search. And when you do the search, you clearly see, as soon as you type in 7 p.m. in
boom.
Philly comes up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the name. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, they definitely took the idea. They definitely stole the name. And like, whatever, like, I'm not mad about it. I was mad about it at first, but I was like, oh, you know what? I'm flattered, because I'm just kind of like, at the end of the day, these guys, little old me, and they took the name. You know what I mean? They took the name
from the Philly Bowl.
You know what I mean? From the Philly Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Philly got mad influence.
You know what I mean?
Clearly. You know what I mean?
So I was just kind of like, I was tight at first, and I was just kind of like, you know what? Fuck these dudes, whatever. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
maybe we'll have them on the show one day.
Hey, man, I would love
get them on the show.
I would love to have Melo and Melo on the show, man. It would be dope, man. It would be dope, and we can talk about it and be like, yo, Melo, who came up with the name, bro? Like, where'd y'all get the name from? Was it you, your assistant?
Yeah, let's iron out the details.
You know what I'm saying? Let's iron out the details how this came about,
That's
man.
perfect.
But I would love that. But definitely shout out to them, man. They're creators also, and they're doing their thing. And for me, I felt flattered that, someone looked at the name and made it identical, because people have come up to me and be like, yo, this is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Is it an extension from that? And I'm just like, nah, I came up with the name first, bro. Look at the timestamps. Look at the timestamps. Go back, because that's the thing. YouTube don't lie. Go back to YouTube and type in and go to my first episode, and you can see me sitting in this couch by myself, chatting it up, looking mad awkward.
Or I think if you click about, it'll tell you when you actually started your account and when that first episode was. So even if you click in the about button in your YouTube channel, boom, it'll let you know, like, oh, you started this account such and such.
For sure.